Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Hello, Jason.
It's some coffee.
Did you
Coffee
see
talk.
the coffee talk?
Oh,
mug?
you got to tell a dude's coffee mug.
Is
I like
awesome? Yeah,
That is awesome.
it's a great logo. If you're on the YouTubes, then you see this.
Well, Mr. Craig, we have a new format again on
I know.
the podcast.
It's Kelly will be all up in arms.
So here's the thing. We had a structure. We had the Motivation Mondays. Then we went to the interview on Wednesdays. And then we went to Coffee Talk on Fridays. But here's the thing, man. Very time consuming for the Motivation Monday, especially when we're doing the elite group. And now we're putting together the challenge for all the teledudes. But
Yep. Plus over 100 teledudes to manage.
yeah. Plus we know that doing the interview can be long. So we're like, okay, let's try to make the interview shorter. But here's the thing: there's so much gold in the interviews. So
Gold.
we were like, let's just keep the interviews longer and chop them in half. So now Monday you'll get the first part of the interview. Tuesday or Wednesday you'll get the second half, and then Friday we will do our coffee talk and a little bit of motivation in there. We all need some motivation.
Totally. Love it. And Friday's a good day to motivate because you're a little tired, kind of beat up, maybe.
That's
right?
right.
Because you went so hard during the week.
Ooh.
Hard. Yeah. So
We had
what do we
Offner.
got? Oh man, did you hear
Offner.
those piano riffs?
That was so fun. I loved all that. He did so many different songs for us, saying having the insurance dude's name, which was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear the squeaking of my chair?
I can. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
that
stop.
mic picks up everything.
I need some.
Don't leave it in
WD-40.
your bedroom, Mr. Jason.
I won't, Mr. Craig. But I liked Offner's. He said a couple things that was that kind of resonated. One was working in your business versus working on your business. And I
You
know
want to
we've
work
talked
on your
about-
business.
Yeah, and that's we've talked about it before, but I mean, it's so easy to get sucked in.
It is.
And it's so hard to pull yourself out.
It is. If there's one thing that I've tried to really pick up over the years and that you've helped drive home, Mr. Jason,
You tell me,
It's-
Mr. Craig.
it's if I'm doing something and I realize I don't like this thing that I'm doing, I have to find somebody else to do it. And there's always somebody else, right? So
Yeah.
at the office, if you're doing this, but then you get wrapped around the how. Oh, how am I going to, you know what? I'll just do it myself. Because it almost feels like it takes more time to explain how to do it than to just do it. But
Right.
you are going to end up doing it over and over and over and over and over. So, you bust out a quick Loom video while you're doing it and shapowie.
So
You're not doing it anymore.
here's the ninja tip is there's a app called Loom, LOOM.com. And if
Loom.
you go on there, there's actually a Chrome extension that fits right into your Chrome browser, and you press the one button. That's it. You press a
One.
button and it records what you're saying. It records your screen and it automatically uploads it to a file that has this little URL,
link.
a little
Yeah.
link, and you copy that link and you can give it to someone. So it's so easy. And I've said this to many people. It's so easy that you'll actually use it, because how many times do we get this program or something and it takes a while. So like, oh, I want to do this, but it's so hard to do that you end up never doing it. It's almost like working out, right? You start working out for 2 hours a day. It's like, dude, you went from not working out to working out 2 hours a day. That's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Just
Or
work
you do something like cycling where you got to pull these tights on and it just takes forever to get dressed.
That's all you do. And that's a true story.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, I want to see more pictures. I have not seen you in your gear.
You listen, if you go ride for 3 hours and you don't have the right gear
Spandex.
on, it's not spandex. I don't know what it's called, but it's not that. And if
Is
you
it
don't
tight?
have, it has a pad in it. And if you do not wear that, you are in deep. You're in deep
Dude,
doo-doo,
it's
Mr. Jason.
spandex.
No, it's not spandex. Spandex is a totally different material.
It's totally is a
Anyway, so it was the second part. The second part. And Loom. Don't forget it's LOOM.com. And literally
it's a game changer.
because if I
It's
say,
so
hey,
fast.
Mr. Jason, yeah, it's so fast. What?
It'll make you want to wear spandex.
That's a good
So
tagline. How about, yeah, just,
The other thing is the Abe Lincoln thing. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Abe Lincoln would get super mad at people, super pissed, and then he would write it in a letter, and then he would stick it in a drawer and revisit it the next day. And usually it wasn't worth even dealing with, so that he could crumple it up, throw it away.
so I was
I don't know
around
if
when Abe Lincoln was around, and now things have changed. Now there's a thing called the email. You can do the same thing with the email. You can get all pissed off, type that thing out, and then hit save, and it'll be in your drafts folder.
I like that.
It works.
I like that.
I do it about 10% of the time. I do that. And then the other 90%, I wish that I could hit the undo.
And then the other thing was disruption. I thought it was, the definition of disruption was setting a new standard, and it's like resetting that GPS once you've achieved something, or, just disruption in general. It's important to disrupt. It's important to set new standards for yourself. Don't get complacent.
Well, yeah,
Constantly.
people think of disruption as like changing up the industry or something big, right? This whole big thing, and literally
internet startup stuff.
You can disrupt what you're doing. You can disrupt how you do it. A lot of folks are afraid of internet leads because they suck, right? You can actually disrupt that whole thing and create a whole system and run it. So there's a lot of things that you can shake it up. The last thing that I like hearing is people complaining about not being able to do stuff. Disrupt it. If you're not happy with what's going on, just disrupt it.
Yeah, it goes back to like you not liking. I mean, honestly, that's the one thing that we as insurance agents can do is pick what we want to do and what we don't want to do, right? And it's important to, like, if you don't like to do something, get somebody who does like to do it. Then they like to do what they're doing and you like to do what you do. And wow, that sounds
everybody's
like
liking what they're doing.
There you go. Isn't that so simple, Mr. Greg?
Because you didn't use a Loom video to make the instructions.
That's exactly. And you did it anyways. Why don't you just press the one button on your Chrome browser?
Boom. I made 2 Loom videos today.
Yeah.
For Confusionsoft.
Amazing. Yeah.
You don't even like going in there.
No. I don't like doing it, so I'll let you do it.
I got to get somebody else to do it because I'm tired of it.
Let's hit this weekend. Let's hit it hard.
Yeah. Well, you just got back from camping. Are you going camping again?
I mean, yeah. In general, yes.
So my understanding, then we can wrap it up, is that the entire campground left before you did because they didn't want to look at you because everybody was screaming all night.
Dude, my daughter.
Yeah.
So I have 4 kids. My daughter, that's 1, screamed in this high-pitched squeal all night long, and me and my wife were going to lose it. It was such a bad camp trip that when we got back, it was like the biggest relief. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to be back. And then we're so grateful to be back that it made me realize that I wanted to get out. Like, prior to the camp trip, I wanted to get out so bad that I wasn't very thankful for being where I was. But by the time I got back, I mean, I couldn't be any more thankful to be back.
You got to go back to work and you were grateful for it.
I mean, here's the thing, and this is the truth. It's hard. I love to work now. And when I was younger, I didn't. But I love to work. And sometimes us workaholics and people that enjoy like doing that stuff, sometimes you got to go on the vacations or take time for the family because they need that, right? They need that because they're not always doing what they love to do because it's tough. It's tough, especially when they're homeschooling and all the stuff that's going on now. So we got to do that for them, and try not to check the phone.
Put the phone away.
Yeah.
Or only use it in the bathroom.
Right. Right.
We were sharing our tricks. Like if I have to do one last thing and bring the computer in the bathroom, and I'm going to be in here for a while. And
so good.
Sneak away to work
for fun.
I said this weekend I'm talking to Jason on the phone or we were texting or voxing or something, and he says, I said, "Don't you have to go? Isn't Heather going to be mad?" And he said, "No, she's still asleep. I can work a little bit longer."
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So good.
At 6 a.m. on a Saturday. So
yep.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. We'll hit your weekend. Try to not work all weekend. It's a coffee talk. It's a coffee talk.
It's a coffee talk. It's a coffee talk.
It's the insurance dudes. Don't turn it off, man. That'd really be rude. We're dropping knowledge on the radio, so just turn it up.
So we put together a little webinar from all the things that we've learned, right?
Yeah, totally. I love it. It was a lot of fun doing it, putting it together, and there's some really good stuff in there.
Yes.
What did we learn?
So we learned how to sell hundreds of thousands of premium a month using any internet leads, and this is based on a whole bunch of big dudes selling ton of premium a month, like over 1 million.
Yeah, and it eliminates that turnover, right? The staff doesn't get burned out.
It does. It creates predictable sales. Like, whoa, right?
Well, and we also learned how we can copy the processes of the big, giant, fastest growing P&C carriers and the big local agents.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
So it was fun. We put it together. It's on a website. Go to love.teledudes.com. That's love.teledudes.com.
How do you spell like that on the fly, Mr. Jason?
Well, it took me some practice, but it's love.teledudes.com.
You are good at that. So let me get this straight. It's love, LOVE .teledudes.com.
Love.teledudes.com. Ooh.
I love that.
I love it too. I surprised you too, Mr. Craig. You didn't know.
Tricked me.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right.